Hi there, I am the book lady, and I bring 2 books and read them, and we talk about them, and it's just fun. Doing something a little different today. I brought 3 books. That's so different. But my first 2 books I'm going to read have something to do with this. A light bulb. Ooh. This is the symbol for an idea. And we're going to read 2 books about ideas. All right, first we have The Love Monster. Oh, I love The Love Monster. And The Perfect Present by Rachel Bright. Yeah, he comes up with a great idea. And then we're going to read The Little Green Swing. Again, her name is Ruby, comes up with a great idea. I bet you've had some great ideas. Well, let's read about these. I'll set this here, and we're going to read The Love Monster and The Perfect Present. And I will tell you initially, right from the, right starting, they live in a town called Cuteville, because you know what? They're all so cute. All the little monsters who live in this town are cute. These are not scary monsters. This monster, hello, love monster, thinks this monster is the most perfect monster in the world. He likes her. Yes, they are bestest of friends. Oh, monsters. Oh, and I love that picture. Look, it's the back of the monsters, and he has his hand on her back. They spend each and every day together, sometimes doing fun stuff outside, sometimes doing fun stuff inside, and sometimes doing nothing at all. But there is one day in Cutesville where these particular monsters live that's different from all the others, and I love this calendar. I mean, we have one day is called the day before yesterday. And then we have today, plan music for special day. But the one that's circled is special day, like no other. Woo! Well, a very special day, in fact, when the streets are filled with lights and the air is filled with music and the whole town gets super excited. It's like a festival. Yes, once a year in Cutesville, it's Present Day, when everyone gives a lovely someone something lovely. Oh my goodness, to show how special they are. It's pretty much the best day ever. So why does this monster, our monster, look so worried? Well, this year, Love Monster wanted to give a certain someone something perfect. The most perfect present in the world. But finding such a thing is, it's not easy. It's time to think very hard and to go shopping. And oh, the shops were full of hundreds of wonderful, shiny-ful things. And look at the store. I mean, the world's fastest sneakers and the shiniest bike ever and the most fun you can have inside. I mean, these signs are telling them, come in here. We've got what you want. Well, Love Monster was sure he had come to the right place. But as it turned out, wonderful, shinyful things can be expensive. Very expensive indeed. There just wasn't enough in his saving up jar. Oh dear, poor monster. What was he to do? It was almost present day, and there was only one thing worse than a not perfect present. And that was no present at all. Love Monster worried all the way home. He had nothing to show his perfect monster how much he cared. But that's when it hit him. Hey, boing! Perhaps he had everything he needed. He had paints and glitter. He had some wood and glue. And the most important of all, boing, he had an idea. Oh, let's see what it is. There was a lot to do, and not a lot of time to do it. He worked all night until the sun came up. And when present day arrived, so did the most perfect monster in the world. Whew. Love Monster did have something to give, something to be very proud of. You see, sometimes the perfect present doesn't have to cost very much to mean absolutely everything. And do you see what he did? He made a frame, see? And he decorated it with some buttons. And in it, he put a picture that he made. And it says, "You are sunshine and stars to me." So he's telling her she means everything to him. He didn't have to get the fastest sneakers or the shiniest bike. I just thought that was such a sweet story. And will you look at the monster sitting there and looking at the beautiful frame. The Love Monster. Did you like that? I like Cutesville because they are cute. Okay. The Little Green Swing. What could that be? But you notice the cover is what color? Green. Let's see. Ruby's mind was always full of ideas. Well, one day she asked her brothers, "Hey, you want to build something stupendous?" "Oh, yeah, the boys called. "Let's make a plan. Ruby suggested. But the boys couldn't wait. Planning isn't for me, said Oscar Lee. I'm ready to go, said Rodrigo. Hey, I don't have all day, said Jose. And each boy set off on his own. Now Ruby settled into a snug spot to brainstorm. Do you know what that means? Brainstorm? It means lots of ideas. Oh, they're just going. Yeah, and you're thinking of this and you're thinking of that, and why would that be better than that? And brainstorms are great. I want to create something fun for all of us, but my idea is not there yet. Meanwhile, Oscar Lee draped a sheet over an old ladder. A perfect place for me to hide, he declared as he ducked inside. Looks like he made a fort. A light breeze blew. Ruby examined her design. Nope, not there yet. Rodrigo braced a board to race his vehicles. He had his little cars and he could roll them down the track. I made the best thing by far, he said as he zoomed his favorite car. The breeze circled around Ruby as she crossed out another design. Nope, not there yet. Jose tied some knots to make a climbing rope. Who knew knots were so much fun, he said as he scaled them one by one. Ruby sketched and sketched. She's drawing her ideas on paper. No, not there yet. She studied her drawings. I know I can do better. Oh, but how? Just then, the wind huffed and puffed and blew down Oscar Lee's tent. Why me? Cried Oscar Lee. The wind whirled and swirled and toppled Rodrigo's racetrack. Oh no, said Rodrigo. The wind whipped and tipped and loosened Jose's rope. No way, said Jose. As Ruby looked at the ruins, inspiration struck. That's it! Ruby, the boys warned, nothing will work in this wind. But she knew it could. Ruby dragged the ladder, retrieved the ramp, and untied the rope. The boys snickered. She collected some tools, consulted her drawing, and got to work. Oh, the boys. She measured, she cut, she constructed. Constructed means she built it. The boys stopped laughing. She's using the wind. Even when the wind huffed and puffed and whirled and swirled and whipped and tipped, the swing stayed steady. Wow, the boys cried. Can we have a try? Well, remember how you snickered and snorted and said nothing would work in this wind? Yeah, but What if we can make it even better? Ooh, what are the boys going to do? Finally, the project was perfect. Ruby was delighted. Who wants to swing? Why don't you three, said Oscar Lee. I won't say no, said Rodrigo. Push away, said Jose. This swing is stupendous. And everyone agreed. It was worth the wait. See, the boys brought a cushion over and put it on the swing. But her idea held up to the wind, and her idea was fun for all of them. I love that book because I love the way Ruby, she didn't rush out there and think of something fun to do. She thought about it till she had the right idea. But she also learned from her brother's mistakes. So it doesn't hold up in the wind. Yeah, she learned. Okay, and I had an idea. I'm doing something different. I'm not doing it the same way. The book lady brought 3 books. Same way, Ben. And I bet a lot of you are just like Ben. It's by Marianne Coca-Leffler. And this is a good one because I think all of us can see ourselves in this book. Ben liked things the same way every day. When Ben dressed for school, he always wore his favorite overalls with his red striped shirt. And when he got off the bus, his teacher, Mrs. Garcia, always patted his head and said, "Hello, Ben, buddy." Ben sat at the same green table with his best friend, Cammie. And he always ate chicken strips and a shiny apple for lunch. Life was the same every day until it wasn't. "Hello, Benjamin." Ben looked up. It was Mr. Elliot, the music teacher. Ben didn't like to be called Benjamin. If Mrs. Garcia were here, she would know that. Uh-oh. In the classroom, Mr. Elliot made an announcement. "I will be your teacher for the next 6 weeks. Mrs. Garcia had her baby. It's a boy. His name is Brody." Everyone cheered, except Ben. Next, Mr. Elliot passed out paper and paints. He played loud music. "Okay, listen to the music and paint what you hear," he told the class. "Mrs. Garcia never plays music in the morning," said Ben. "We always have reading time first." "Well, Benjamin, today we are changing things up," said Mr. Elliot. Ben didn't like music in the morning. If Mrs. Garcia were here, she would know that. But Ben still sat at the same green table and played with his best friend Cammie and ate chicken strips for lunch. Life was almost the same every day until it wasn't. On Monday, Mr. Elliot moved all the tables around. Oh, Cammie went to sit at the yellow table. Mrs. Garcia never moves the tables," said Ben. "The green table is always in the corner near the cubbies." "Benjamin, Today we're changing things up, said Mr. Elliot. But Ben didn't like it when the tables were moved. If Mrs. Garcia were here, she would know that. We're having some special guests for lunch, said Mr. Elliot. I made us blueberry and cream cheese bagels to share. Ben just stood in the middle of the classroom. He didn't know what to do, or where to sit, or what to eat. Suddenly he said, "My name is not Benjamin. I want to sit with Cammy at the green table. I want chicken strips and an apple for lunch, and I want Mrs. Garcia." And he began to cry. Just then, he felt a pat on his head. "Hello, Ben, buddy." "Oh, Mrs. Garcia, you're here." "Oh, well, I'm just visiting for lunch today. I wanted the class to meet Brody." "Oh, Mrs. Garcia, I miss you. Nothing is the same. Mr. Elliot is changing everything." Mrs. Garcia leaned in. "Can I tell you a secret? My new baby changed everything for me." "He did?" Ben asked. "But guess what? Changes make life exciting. Like an adventure." Mrs. Garcia noticed Ben's painting on the board. "Hey, Ben, is this yours? It's beautiful." "Yeah, well, we painted to music." "Well, we never did that before," said Mrs. Garcia. "And you are becoming a very good artist." "I am?" Ben looked at his painting and smiled. Mrs. Garcia handed Ben a bagel. "Let's have lunch together." Ben took a nibble, then a larger bite, and then he ate the whole thing. "I didn't know you liked blueberry and cream cheese bagels," Mrs. Garcia asked. "I didn't know either," said Ben. Well, the next day, Ben wore his favorite overalls with a blue shirt, sat at the yellow table with his friends Cammy and Poppy, and ate pizza for lunch. And before he knew it, Mrs. Garcia was back for good. But for Ben, life was never the same. It was an adventure. Don't you like that book? This is all about, sometimes we get in what some people call a rut. We do the same thing every day. We eat kind of the same food. We wear the same clothes. We see the same friends. We watch the same TV shows. And it's good. We like it. But sometimes it's good to break out of that rut. Like, I'll give you an example. When I'm driving to work, I drive the same way. I drive this way, and then I turn right, and then I go this way. And now and then, I say, I'm going to go a different way to work. And I might see some things I hadn't seen, or a new house was built, or if it's Halloween time, I see different Halloween decorations. It's good to break out of our rut now and then. And sometimes we're afraid to. And like Mrs. Garcia said, don't be afraid. Look at it as an adventure. I mean, look, she brought home a new baby. Now that's an adventure. I have a new grandbaby, and he's an adventure. Adventures are good, but we don't want them all the time. So today, the book lady brought 3 books instead of 2. Ooh, I broke out of the rut. But I like reading 2 books. But I broke out of my rut today. I hope you don't mind. I think we broke out of the rut with a good book. Now, The Little Green Swing. I loved that Ruby thought out just what she wanted to do. And when she saw her brothers, you know, the wind came and the blanket blew off. He didn't have a fort anymore. And then the ramp that he was sending his little cars down, which that would be a lot of fun, to have a ramp and then to start your car here and watch it go down. But the wind blew it over. So she was just tucking away all that information as she was drawing her sketches. But, you know, at the beginning of this book, what did they say? They said, want to build something stupendous? And the boys said yes. And she said, let's make a plan. And the plan was to make something for all of them, for Ruby and her 3 brothers, 4 of them. So she kept seeing things that didn't work out too well, and she created that beautiful swing. Oh, now, you know, at the very back of this book, the author shows us different types of swings. And I bet you've all been on one of these. You see the tire swing. There's the rope swing. That's fun. That's a little harder. You got to hold on and have a good knot there. Then you have the porch swing. Now, I'm old. That's my favorite. I live on my porch swing. I love sitting outside, and if people walk by, they're walking their dogs or walking their babies. I love being out there and just seeing the world go by. Plus, it swings. And then you have the hammock swing. You post that between 2 trees and you can actually lie down in it and you can sleep. Truth be told, I can do that on my porch swing too. So they came up with this green swing, and it's a big swing, but all of them can swing on it. Great idea. Ruby, good for you. Then we had the love monster. And you know, great ideas come from something you need or want, and you have to think up how to get it. And the love monster wanted to get a perfect present for his friend, Perfect Monster. And it was present day, it was coming up. And he had an idea. He didn't have enough money to buy all the fancy, glitzy, shiny stuff. So instead, he put his thoughts and he made it. And it's a beautiful gift on present day. Well, I hope you enjoyed our books, Love Monster, The Green Swing, and Same Way Bent. Well, because this was a lot of fun. Remember, the Book Lady is on YouTube, and all her books are there. I hope you join me next time. I'm the Book Lady. Bye-bye.